by the media and approved by the North Dakota High School Activities Association staff. We would ask, as your name is called, that you come out on the floor and be recognized. Your all-tournament team, Brad Dykema, Strasburg. Dean Bear, Mandaree. Kelly Rexine, Wells County. Brady Ernst, Trinity. Matt Hurst, Trinity. Brian Dykema, Strasburg. Aaron Rhodes, Berthold. Craig Nelson, Mayport CG. Your unanimous choices: Adam Grant, Berthold. And Kyle Nelson, Mayport CG. Ladies and gentlemen, your all-tournament team. Thanks, guys. And now for the presentation of some special awards, along with the team trophies, the Executive Secretary of the North Dakota High School Activities Association, Mr. Sherm Silling. Sherm.
Thank you, Jim. On behalf of the North Dakota High School Activities Association and its member schools, once again, I need to thank Jim Hausler and Pam Bethke and Rose Johnson for an outstanding job of putting together a great tournament. We really do appreciate your efforts, and for the staff that you put together in doing this. As I've said before, good tournaments don't just happen. They take a lot of hard work, and we do truly thank you. I need to take the time to thank U.S. Bank for being our premier partner, corporate sponsor. We thank you for your presence in high school activities. And I also would like to thank NBC North Dakota and all of the media for your coverage of this great Class B state tournament. We do appreciate your presence at our tournament. At the state Class A last weekend, I took a few moments and explained some differences between the sportsmanship banner and the Spirit Award, and I'd like to do the same. The sportsmanship banner is presented to the team, consisting of players on the floor, players on the bench, and coaching personnel who display sportsmanship throughout the tournament. The Spirit Award, on the other hand, is based upon fan participation in a positive manner. Those who cheer the longest, the hardest, and the most positively for their team receive the Spirit Award. And we have a banner that is presented to each of the schools who qualify for the Sportsmanship Award. For those schools that have already received a banner, they will be receiving a year that will be attached to the banner that's hanging in your gymnasium. At this time, I'm going to ask if representatives of the following teams would come down to the floor to be recognized, and I thank you for the sportsmanship displayed at this tournament. The Strasburg Clippers. Banner. Strasburg will receive a banner. The Mandaree Warriors. Mandaree has a banner in their gymnasium and will receive a year. The Wells County Bears will receive a banner. Dickinson Trinity Titans. They have a banner in their gymnasium and will receive a year. The Berthold Bombers will receive a banner. And the Mayport CG Patriots. Mayport will receive a year to place on the banner that they have hanging in their gymnasium. Thank you, teams, for your excellent display of sportsmanship. Sportsmanship, as you know, is an untiring effort to promote sportsmanship by the Activities Association. And it's a long journey. We need the help of administrators, school board members, and fans, parents. We need your help in displaying a role model so that we can improve the sportsmanship in high school athletics. There is no room in high school athletics for poor sportsmanship or profanity, and we have to find a way to deal with that. I thank you for your efforts in promoting good sportsmanship and would encourage your participation. Thank you. This year's Spirit Award is presented to the Wells County Bears. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to present Mr. John Hutchison of Northwood and Mr. Randy Johnson from Hazen, who on behalf of the North Dakota High School Coaches Association will be presenting the Coach of the Year Award, the Class B Athletic Director of the Year Award, along with the Senior Athlete of the Year Award. John?
Thank you, Mr. Hausler. It's my privilege to introduce to you the outstanding senior candidates, one from each region. From Region 1, Kyle Shear, Oaks High School. From Region 2, Chris Reinhardt from Findlay Sharon. From Region 3, Brandon Beta from Pingree Buchanan Kensel. Region 4, Colin Birkland from Cheyenne Minnewacan. Region 5, Darren Spitzer from Wilton. Region 6, Cole Ritter from Sherwood. Region 7, Tyler Greff from Mott Regent. And from Region 8, Jake Smith from Ray High School. Voted outstanding senior by the Class B coaches in North Dakota, from Mott Regent High School, Tyler Greff. Congratulations. The Coach of the Year, Class B boys basketball this year is from Wells County High School, Coach John Birch. And lastly, the Class B Athletic Director of the Year for many years has been the overseer of the Hazen Athletic Department, Joel Wood. Okay. Accepting the award for Mr. Wood will be Randy Johnson from Hazen. Now for the presentation of team trophies, Mr. Sherm Silling.
Thank you. And now we would ask representatives of the teams to come and receive their team trophies. The 2002 runner-ups, the Berthold Bombers. The 2002 State Championship Class B basketball team, the Mayport CG Patriots.
That concludes our awards. Please drive carefully.
All right, joining me now, Dave Nelson, 1977, Hillsboro beat Epping. We've talked about it throughout this tournament. You were on that team as a player, state title as a coach now. How does it feel?
It feels really good. I'm so proud of our kids. They've come a long way this basketball season, and to have this special event happen on the 25th anniversary of our Hillsboro-Epping game with the reunion and all the other festivities going on, and the kids to keep focused on this game is a tribute to our players.
Now the atmosphere there a little bit different than tonight, but still similar. All Class B championship game have that excitement. This one did too.
Exactly right, and it was kind of the big school versus the small school again, and I give a lot of credit to Berthold. They played hard, and they've got a well-coached basketball team, and it was a hard-fought battle, and it's too bad somebody had to lose a tight game like this.
Well, we've been talking about the movie Hoosiers with Berthold being Hickory, and it was like you ran the picket fence on them and at the end there. Tie game. Talk us through that last shot there and what you had called and how it turned out.
Well, you know, before that play, they were sitting on the ball, and we had a big turnover that gave us a chance to get back into this game, and we came down and held the ball, and with 20 seconds left, we said we're going to go either win it or go into overtime, and we just told the kids to be patient and move it around. They go zone. They switched up and went man-to-man. And we attacked, penetrated, and kicked it out. Steve was wide open, and he knocked down the shot. And, you know, he's a good shooter. And he struggled earlier in the tournament, but when we needed it, he came through with a clutch shot. And then the defensive play at the end, you know, 4 seconds left. And Berthold's had a couple of special finishes already, so we were hoping that wouldn't happen again.
Well, Dave, add another memory to the many memories that you have of Class B basketball.
It was special, and we're just glad to be part of Class B basketball.
All right, thanks a lot. Dave Nelson, a very excited and pumped up coach. State.
Can't go anywhere without seeing the uplifting symbol of freedom, the Stars and Stripes. It has been a time for patriotism, a time to rally as a united nation for those freedoms we hold dear and against those agents of negativity the world can do without. It has now come time for North Dakota Class B basketball to formally pay tribute to the United States of America. It is our duty to continue to move forward, to celebrate life and the triumph and success it brings. North Dakota State Class B basketball has always been a celebration of accomplishment, a showcase of talent, and a time to take pride in the achievement of the young athletes you see before you today. Wear your colors proud, wave your flags high, hold your banners with enthusiasm, and shout out with joy at each and every outstanding performance. Let's continue to make this day no one will forget, a day that will live in North Dakota State Class B boys basketball infamy by rejoicing in accomplishments. Let's not only continue as usual, let's create the extraordinary. Tonight, the Century High School Spirit of 76 and Color Guard will present our nation's colors. To honor the victims of the September 11th attacks, they will carry a United States flag which has flown over our nation's capital and the New York and Pennsylvania state flags to signify respect for those who have lost their lives in those three locations on that day. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance Now, Julie Stalvin will sing God Bless America and God Bless the USA.
From the fields of North Dakota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time to stand and say that I'm proud to be American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
And now the Botno Madrigal Ensemble will sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so fondly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran cloud, the bombs through the night that oh say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Maybe we will have some three-point bombs bursting through the air here at the Civic Center tonight. We'll set up our games and talk more about the matchups when we come back.
My dad's an aerial applicator. He helps farmers grow more so they have more to eat. He helps keep food costs down so they save money too. He helps get rid of the bugs and diseases that get into the fields. He knows a lot about crop protection. He has to because he wants to protect the land and the water. My dad, he's got a pretty cool job.
This message brought to you by the members of the North Dakota Agricultural Aviation Association.
Cass County Electric has been bringing bright ideas to the valley for generations, like affordable energy for everyone, and life-changing innovations like wind power, dual energy, and e-billing. We've harnessed new technologies and reinvested profits right here in our own communities. Bright ideas to keep life good around here for many years to come. Cass County Electric, ideas to light your future.
We are back at the B, and you are back in Bismarck at the Civic Center. I'm Lee Timmerman along with Dan Hammer. Dan, 30 years ago, Mayport at that time and Berthold played for a championship, and here we are 30 years later, and I know we have people in this building that were a part of that team and want to be a part of this experience.
Because late tonight, Mayport CG, since that time, Mayport has added Clifford Galesburg to the mix, will play Berthold for the state championship, and gosh, Berthold is making its first trip to the state since 1980. Mayport CG, on the other hand, well, they've done a lot of trips and they've won a lot of state championships. So, you know, the championship game, even in a way, resembles the silver anniversary matchup of Epping against Hillsborough. That most memorable title game played 25 years ago here in this building.
Yeah, Berthold comes into this tournament of the 8 qualifiers as the smallest of the high schools, and Mayport CG of the 8 qualifiers is biggest of the high schools, and it seems like that's the type of game that fans love to have here for a championship at the B.
Well, you saw the matchup, the title game, and a little bit later, the game that we're all anticipating, but we have some work to do first. That's the third place game between the Wells County Bears and the Strasburg Clippers. Strasburg coming in at 25-2 and Wells County at 23-4.
The Clippers, the champions of Region 3, located on Highway 83, about an hour and a half from Bismarck to the south, as you can tell there. And Wells County located in Fessenden, and it's a co-op between Fessenden and Bowdoin near the Carrington area of the state.
This afternoon, a couple games were played here at the Bismarck Civic Center. In the 7th place game, it was Mandaree over Standing Rock, 75-65, and the consolation championship goes to Dickinson Trinity, a 73-54 winner over Kindred.
Well, let's talk a little bit more and get in depth on the Clippers and the Bears, and for that we bring in John Cole and Rich Lodwick. They have our Gate City Bank keys to the game.
Well, certainly looking forward to an exciting evening of basketball indeed with our championship game coming up. But first, let's focus on the third place game. And for Wells County, or excuse me, for Strasburg, the key for them, a big key, will be to defend the Wells County transition game. The Bears like to push the ball up the court. Strasburg must get back. They got to get in position and slow them down. And offensively, Strasburg needs to penetrate and then kick out. Establish the outside game. Last night they did not do a good job of that. They need to do a better job of establishing the outside game, and hopefully the shots for them will drop.
All right, Rich, for the Bears, well, they want to shoot better. They missed 4 or 5 layups yesterday, so that'll be a big key there. Another one, deny them the ball inside and make the Clippers shoot from the outside. Couple of teams very glad to be here. Guys, we're going to throw it down to you.
All right, well, Loader Dan mentioned kicking it out. Often when Strasburg kicks it out, they want it that guy on the right, Joey Baumgartner. In the win against Mandaree, Joey scored 18 points. Yesterday in the loss to Berthold, he only ended up with 2 points. So you can see just kind of, I mean, it's not a cut and dry thing like that, but when Joey hits from the outside, Strasburg's entire game seems to roll a little bit better.
On your left, Kelly Rexine, the 5'11" senior guard for Wells County, and he's the team's leader offensively. You know, you hear a lot about Justin Mouché, but Rexine is the leader, and he's been the most consistent scorer for Wells County through Thursday and Friday, scoring 23 points through the first 2 games. The starting lineups are brought to you by your friendly Dodge dealers. Get somewhere, grab life by the horns. Dodge.
We'll begin with the Clippers from Strasburg and David Van Boven, the starting guard. David has scored 11 points and 12 points respectively in the first 2 games. The other starting guard is Joey Baumgartner. We talked about Joey. 46 threes on the year for the Clippers. That's the team high there, and they want him to hit a few. Brad Dykema is in the middle, one of a outstanding tandem of brothers. Brad had 15 points, 12 boards in the win over Mandaree. Brian Dykema is, well, he's the leading scorer, the leading rebounder, the leading steals guy, the leading little bit of everything. He is an all-state football player and an outstanding athlete. And Rob Hummel hit a couple of threes yesterday, had 10 points against Berthold. For the head coach, Brent Kleinsasser, and his Strasburg Clippers, who were number 7 in the final poll and will finish no worse than 4th in the state. Maybe 3rd. That's not bad.
Not bad at all. Wells County. Kelly Rixine, as we told you, is the leader offensively. He's the 5'11" senior. The other guard is the speedster, Tyler Weigel, 6-foot junior. Outstanding basketball player, the speedster on the football field as well. Here's a guy who was a factor in last night's semifinal loss because of the fact that he fouled out. Justin Moucher will try to bounce back tonight in his final prep basketball game of his career. The forwards are Ryan Larson, a 6'2" senior, and Jay Tweed, the best three-point threat for Wells County. Tweed is a 5'11" sophomore. John Birch is in his 2nd year as head basketball coach. He's also the Wells County football coach.
When we return, we'll get set to start our 3rd place game, Strasburg and Wells County, and then don't forget title time tonight as well, Mayport CG against Berthold. Stay tuned.
You like to know more about your health and insurance? Click here. Welcome to bcbsnd.com, the Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota website. Finding what you want is easy. There's information for members, or learn about choosing health coverage, or just how to stay healthy. You can find a doctor, a pharmacy, even a job. For information from Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota, just click, call, or visit.
John Deere introduces 24 new tractors, including the all-new 255-horsepower 8520, the most powerful row crop tractor in the world. New independent and link suspension puts more power to the ground, improves traction and ride. New lights, greater lift capacity, new tire sizes, and new track belt sizes. John Deere expands your horizons.
See your North Dakota Network John Deere dealer.
Well, Dan, I don't know if that's diesel-powered or gasoline-powered, but I bet it could be butterfly-powered from the Berthold Bombers. They, about 15 minutes ago, pulled up to the east side of the Bismarck Civic Center to have their chance to win a championship. What a moment, what a time for those young men and on that team.
And you see the sign on the window there, Noah number 23. There's head coach Jason Schwarz. Of course, Noah Hall, back in 1980, had a family tie to the State B tournament because it was 22 years ago tonight that Noah's uncle Steve played on that Berthold Bombers team that lost in the state championship game to Newtown. And the Bombers get another shot tonight. In fact, that was their last trip to State B back in 1980.
A 2-year run, 79 and 80, so they
That's
made it twice. The telecast of these tournament games has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Throughout the course of this 3rd place game, too, John and Rich got a chance to talk with both the Berthold and the Mayport CG players, and we'll hear part of those snippets, and that's always a fun thing, too, to get some thoughts of those players this afternoon and this morning as they enter into title night.
Well, we've got some flat-out physical players on the court tonight because both D teams had successful football seasons as well. As you know, Strasburg won the 9-man championship. Wells County was a playoff team in the football playoffs, and the Clippers control the tip. David Van Boven, he wears number 3. Rob Hummel wears number 32. And here's Brian Dykema. Couldn't reach iron in his first field goal attempt, and it's 1 and out.
But that's right where the Clippers want to go. They want to go inside, establish Dykema inside.
Wells County coming off its loss to Mayport CG 60-41 last night, and there's Moucher with the first field goal of the game.
Well, when Mouche gets it in the high post, Brad Dykema has to slide up from the middle, and that might open some things up a little bit later if he hits those shots.
Hummel looking inside. Now, Brian inside to brother Brad, but he was fouled in the play, and that foul will go against Ryan Larson.
Well, there's a mismatch because Mouche can take one of the Dykemas, but who takes the other one in a one-on-one situation? In this case, it was Larson trying to go up against Brad down low, and I think that's a matchup that the Clippers would like.
The lob inside, intended for Brian, but well high for him.
Well, we had the alley, but didn't get the oop.
That's right. Some full court pressure being applied by Strasburg.
The Clippers start in that. It's a 2-2-1. It's not really much of an attack 2-2-1, even though they get or had an attempt there, but it's more of a comfort zone thing for this team to start in that defense.
Brent Kleinsasser, the Pierce, South Dakota native, head coach of the Clippers. Tough loss last night for Strasburg, losing 47-46 to Berthold in the semifinals. Three-point attempt on the way and right on the money. Jay Tweed, as we told you, is the leading three-point man. His 66th of the year for Wells County. They're out to a quick 5-0 lead.
Yeah, he hit a couple yesterday, but nothing that you'd say he's really hasn't gone off in this tournament yet.
Nope. Baumgartner, Brian Dykema, bounce pass inside to Brad. Along the baseline, rolls off. Brian tried to save it. Good effort, but it'll go to the Bears. Hey, we've got some between Brian Dykema, Brad Dykema, and Mouche. I mean, those three alone would be a good way to start a football team.
Yeah, where's the beef, huh? Right there.
No kid. Mouche tries to keep it in range for Wells County, and after a good effort for Brian Dykema, he couldn't hold the handle on it, so Wells County will have it.
In fact, I'd take a 9-man game with the 10 kids that are on the floor right now, and I'd take on anybody else in the state.
I hear you.
Van Boven's a quarterback.
Well, out of the top 7 players that Strasburg has on the basketball team, 6 of those were all-state football players. Mouche, that pass was intended for him. The big number 51, Moose in the middle for Wells County. He was also an all-state football player. Strasburg back in transition, but Van Boven's shot was off the mark, and here come the Bears. This is Weigelt, Tyler Weigelt. 1,500 yards rushing a year ago. Kid who averaged 9 yards a carry for Wells County. Both these basketball teams that'll play for the state championship later tonight arrived early. I mean, they were here well before the start of the third place game. Head coach Dave Nelson and the rest of the Patriots also settling in to take a look at the third place game, and then at about halftime they'll start putting their game face on and focus toward the state championship game. Three-point attempt. This one by Tweed off, and the rebound goes to Van Boven. He looks to push ahead, looking for Baumgartner, but that's deflected. Loose on the floor now, and Mouche says, I'll take care of it, boys.
Yeah, there's so many things that are a part of championship night. Between games, the parade of champions is another staple, if you will, of this evening.
Dykema went for the steal. Joe Kraft, a 5'10" senior. That sees his first playing time for the Clippers.
Another thing that will happen tonight, too, Dan, is that actually 2 state champions will be crowned. We have this one and the one from 1942. Elbowwoods will finally be recognized 60 years later for their, which actually was a second-place finish, but the team that won the championship used an ineligible player, and it's taken this long to get it kind of straightened out and in the books.
In fact, for a while, as Mouche goes to work inside and scores high off the glass, for a while, there was no champion recognized for that year because Elbowwoods originally won it. Then it was given to Lakota. Later discovered that Lakota used an ineligible player, and it was, thanks to an action of the board of directors within the last couple of months, rewarded to Elbowwoods.
And I had the opportunity earlier in this week to talk with Harold Olderman, who now lives in Belfield, played on that Elbowwoods team. And he said he is one of 2 guys still alive from that team, and he's in this building somewhere and will be a part of that. So that's a pretty neat thing.
Wells County looking to add to their lead. Rexine rebound underneath and the reverse. Well, we told you he is athletic and he's their offensive leader, and that was a very athletic play.
Yeah, what a start for the Bears. The first 9 points of this one, and the thing about that play by Rexine is how quick he went right back up. I mean, wing?
Yeah.
Almost looked like the acro team.
Like he was on a
Saturday
spring.
night. Yeah, he went straight up.
Brian Dykema puts it on the floor. Dumps off to Brad underneath for 2.
Well, movement to the basket is always a positive thing. I mean, the only thing that can go wrong is an offensive foul, and there's so many other things that can go right if you bring the ball and get the ball moving toward the hoop.
Boucher decides to take the 3-pointer. It skips off the rim, but the Bears will keep as Brian Dykema lost the handle on it. Well, they're expecting a big crowd tonight here at the Bismarck Civic Center. There's already a good batch of people in the building, and yet many others in the lobbies buying their tickets and anticipating championship night here at the State B.
There are 1,000,001 reasons to partner with your local co-op. A stronger future for your children? Well, that's just one really big reason.
Look for Pizza Corner Pizza in the freezer case of your nearest grocery store and pick out your favorite. Pizza Corner's vacuum fresh packaging is the reason why Pizza Corner Pizza is the best tasting frozen pizza. With large amounts of quality toppings, Pizza Corner Pizza makes a great tasting meal when you're in a hurry. When you serve Pizza Corner Pizza, your kids will say, it's so good. Look for Pizza Corner Pizza at your grocery store or order it at your favorite tavern.
Tough kid, but I think we can handle it. I mean, we've faced adversity on other teams the whole year, and I think it should be a good matchup. But I think we can handle it. I think we can get the job done.
Mayport CG guard Mickey Berry talking about the challenge that the Patriots will have with Adam Grant and Berthold a little bit later in the championship game.
And what a huge challenge he presents teams just because he's so versatile. 6'8" guy that can go inside, outside. He literally plays all 3 positions on the floor at once.
3-point attempt on the way. Skipped off that time. It was attempted by Ryan Larson. Larson doesn't take a lot of them. Tweed handles most of that, and then Rexine chips in with a few. Nice defensive tip that time by Rexine. Kraft trapped in the corner. Now here's Brian Dykema, a tough angle. Brad's first look, of course, to Brian, but that pass tipped, and the Bears have it off the turnover, and here comes Jay Tweed now in control for Wells County, leading 9-2. Boucher, turnaround baseline, off, 1 and out. Hummel has the rebound.
I think it's pretty safe to say that Strasburg has not been crisp on the offensive end yet. The passes just don't quite seem to have a lot of zip except for that one.
That was pretty nice.
That was a nice one.
The brother combination again. Brian to Brad.
In fact, both of the field goals came off of passes from Brian to Brad, but it doesn't seem like Strasburg, though, really is just snapping them.
Yeah, they're not real sharp to this point. And you always wonder how your team's going to come out in the 3rd place game as Rexine gets free underneath and scores 2 more. I mean, I think you can tell that Wells County's just a sharper, more crisp team here in the opening 7 minutes. Hummel put it to the floor, and he was fouled out on the perimeter by Rexine. Rexine's first.
That was Keith Bjornsson from Minot, one of the officials. He, along with Todd Chosick of Bismarck, working this particular game. And here is the last basket on the Shields instant replay. Pass across to Rexine, who had his momentum going to the basket.
Brad Dykema scores and is fouled off the inbounds. And he will go to the free throw line. All 6 of the Clippers' points scored by the 6'3" senior. Brad is the senior. Brian, who is also 6'3", is the junior. A 55% free throw shooter on the season. A three-point play brings the Clippers within 4 after trailing 9-0 to begin the game. Van Boven draws the defensive assignment. The cutter to the basket is Larson. It's good, and he'll go to the line. Checking the Tweed. Jay Tweed.
Well, I believe it was on Rob Hummel on the Shields instant replay. No, it wasn't on Hummel. It was on Kraft trailing the play. But the reason he was trailing the play is, again, some pretty good movement on the offensive end.
Boucher has the offensive rebound. The Bears will keep.
Well, Wells County has the floor spaced pretty well, too. And when you space yourself and use a bunch of cutters and screenings away from the ball, something will usually open.
Larson outside the three-point line looking for those cutters. Rexine, free throw line, dribbles, gets his defender in the air and scores 2 more. Mighty nice move by Kelly Rexine, who has 6 here in the opening quarter.
Well, he got the defender to fly in the air and then had the patience to let him get past you before going up for the shot.
Turnover. Here's Rexine behind the back dribble, finishes with the left hand. Ooh, that's nice.
Well, both of those by Kelly right there. The last 2 is kind of some highlight stuff.
You said that. Now here's Brad finding Brian. He answers, and he'll go to the free throw line as he scores and is fouled.
Boucher against Brian Dykema. Pretty good matchup. Shields instant replay. That's the left-handed finish, the tail end of that play from Rexine after he went behind his back to get to that point.
Missed free throw, but the Clippers get it back on the steal. Brian goes right back to work, spins, and he says, you know what? Give me another try, and I bet I can convert the three-point play.
Boy, that was a quick move. That was just mighty quick feet from a big, strong guy, and the second foul on Boucher. Brian grabbed it with his back to the basket, and he did not have it in his hands long before making that move.
This time he converts it. The Dykema brothers have combined to score all 12 of the Clippers' points. But as you said, LT, also a factor would be the second foul on Boucher as the quarter comes to a close, because the Bears, well, they lose that physical presence when the Moose is sidelined, as we saw last night in the semifinals. Good quarter by Wells County. They lead at 17-12.
It comes with free online banking, 24-hour phone bankers, free convenient ATMs, discounted loan rates for customers, and friendly service. We've taken free checking further than it's ever been. Sign up for Wells Fargo free checking today and let us help you reach your next stage. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
At the North Dakota State College of Science, they'll prepare you for successful careers in business, health, and technologies. Their guaranteed work-related skills will open career opportunities you never thought possible. At NDSCS, you'll gain valuable experience in the fields of business and industry. Their graduates average 96 to 98% placement with outstanding starting salaries. And NDSCS also fields nationally ranked athletic programs. Count on the North Dakota State College of Science. Call 1-800-342-4325 or check them out on the web today.
Welcome back to the Bismarck Civic Center. Wells County with a 17-12 lead, and of course the excitement building, the championship game, Mayport CG against Berthold. And we're going to take you back to 1981. I'm with Ken Grindy. Ken, you played on that 81 team. Your son Justin plays on this team, so you got memories, I'm sure, flying around about when you played. Now, it wasn't a state title team though, was it?
Right. No, we got beat out in districts by Hillsboro. They were a tough team that year, and we didn't get an opportunity to be here, so I'm just glad for my son and our team. What an experience this is for those guys to be out here. It's quite a show.
21 straight wins for the Patriots. Talk about this team. How were they different from the team you played on?
It's just been a team effort for these guys. You know, we got a bench and we got the starters, and they all work in there. We don't miss a beat when we're subbing, and it's just a good group of kids. They're having a good time.
Well, Ken, like everybody's getting just a wee bit nervous. Championship game coming up in about an hour and a half or so.
Well, you saw the nice play as Kelly Rexine found Tyler Weigelt on the backdoor alley-oop, and then knocking down the three-pointer is Joey Baumgartner, his 47th of the season.
Well, we talked off the top on how important it would be for someone to hit a few outside shots because the first 12 points all came from the inside players, the Dykemas, and Baumgartner hits the first outsider for Strasburg.
Lee and I will be naming the American Dairy Association player of the game after this game and each game, but here's the guy that he's my favorite right now, number 11 for Wells County.
Yeah, get out of his way and drive it to the hole the way Rexine's been going.
He's had a great start to the game. Three-pointer on the way, off the mark, and the rebound going to Van Boven. Brad driving to the basket. Shot is short, but he will go to the line for a couple. Foul will go against Ryan Larson.
Third one already on Larson. Shields instant replay. That's when Dykema's been able to get a couple of fouls on Larson. Down low.
In and out, it rattles. Dusty Pearson, number 25, a 6'2" sophomore.
But all the free throws that Strasburg has taken have come from both of the Dykemas, and they've all been because of plays down low.
Both missed.
Yeah, I don't think Strasburg wants to hear much about free throws today after what happened yesterday in a one-point loss. They missed, what, 9 of 13 in the fourth quarter alone.
That was the difference, LT. They had a lot of chances at the line, didn't convert those chances, and Aaron Rhodes of Berthold, Mr. Clutch, did it again for the second straight night to carry Berthold into the state championship game. Rexine driving, pulling up, spins in and out, and Brian Dykema clearing the rebound. Now here come the Clippers. Baumgartner looks inside. Brad Dykema waiting for Brian Brother to get his set in the blocks. Brian goes to work and scores.
Well, that in a nutshell is that little sequence there is the perfect representation of how Strasburg has played this year, and when they play well, that's what they do. They rebound and they run, and they attack the basket quick.
So they're within 2 points after trailing 9-0 to begin the game, and there's a turnover as Pearson wasn't quite ready to receive the pass.
I think Pearson passed to his left, and one of the things that Wells County does well is screen away. Once you pass and screen away, well, the pass came right back to him.
Van Boven for the tie. No. Brian kept it alive momentarily, and it went off the Bears. So the hard work by Dykema pays off.
Plus, with Mouche having 2 quick fouls, too, he has to back off a little bit of those physical confrontations, those bumps there with Brian. So I think Brian down low has been a little bit more aggressive, especially going for the rebounds.
Hummel went to the baseline, but he's fouled there, and that foul will go against Tweed. Seventh team foul on Wells County, and back to the free throw line go the Clippers. Hummel's first attempt of the game. Spins in, and the way things have been going lately, they'll take anything that drops
Yes.
in that hole. Second one is right on the money.
Well, nice little comeback here from Strasburg now
Sure
to tie
is.
it up.
Yep, after being down at the get-go, they've tied the game with 5 minutes to play in the first half. Rexine lobs inside for Mouche. He was being defended by Brad Dykema, who picked up the foul.
And Brad was just kind of backpedaling, putting the body on Mouche. Didn't look like he was trying to guard him. Check this out on the Shields instant replay. The lob pass to Mouche, and Dykema was just in a poor position right there to try and defend.
Lob to Mouche again. Gets Dykema in the air. A little strong off the glass, but it's corralled and kept alive by the Bears. Rexine now barking out the signals. Weigelt. Here's Rexine getting the defenders into the double pump. Dishes it back out for the three. No, it's off. And but Brian, you see him corralled and look down court immediately for maybe some streaking Clippers. Brian dumps it back out. Van Boven now penetrating. Here's Brian, turns around, lays it in. Mouche just can't do a lot right now defensively, LT.
No, he cannot afford to challenge him. There's just no way that Mouche can go body up and try and block the shots, because he knows that third foul means that he would have to sit down, and he already has a teammate down with 3.
9 in the game for Brian Dykema. Here's the lob to Mouche. Has a step on Brad, then bounces the pass nicely to Pearson for the basket. Rexine went for the steal. Van Boven now. Baumgartner inside. Let's see if Brian goes to work. He says, brother, you take this one. But it's off. Rexine has it stripped away, and Brian has the easy 2 off the turnover, but the guy who created it was Hummel. Back to a 2-point Clipper lead. Tweed, left hand, then gets to the elbow. Shot is short, and look at Dykema working the boards here in a big way in the second quarter, LT.
Hey, he's getting after it. They're all his.
Here he goes, back to the basket, and draws the 3rd foul. I believe it'll go against Mouche. However, it might go against Tweed. Yes.
Okay. Here's the pass as Dykema is going. Mouche trying to create space, and yes, there was some on the reach in. I didn't really see him over there from where I'm sitting. I kind of got screened there by Justin.
Shakes his head as that free throw rattles out. Brian Dykema, besides beating the leading scorer for these Clippers, also leads his team in 5 other different categories.
As a junior, also a 2-time All-State football player already.
We break with 3:01 to play in the half, and the Clippers rallying back to take the lead by 3.
Call your Farm Mutual for financial protection that ensures your home, your garage, your possessions, the whole 9 yards. Farm Mutual, a policy of working together. It's not just a line when we say Farm Mutual Insurance gives you neighborly local service. It's true. Our agents are so close by, all you ever have to do is whistle. Farm Mutual, a policy of working together.
We'll go to anything to make your home beautiful.
United States Seamless is proud to offer you our Northwoods collection of log cabin seamless siding. A warm, woodsy look without the maintenance. With an unprecedented lifetime, no-fade warranty, it makes U.S. Seamless a great choice. The Northwoods collection will never rot, splinter, or corrode, and it never needs staining.
United States Seamless will go to any length to beautify your home.
Get rid of your seams and call for your free consultation today.
So got a couple good shooters outside. Their big men played very well last night. Played pretty well the first game, so they got a good inside-outside game.
Berthold's guard Denver Deaver on how his team will match up with Mayport CG. Berthold and MPCG later in the championship game. Here's Rexine going to the baseline. Van Boven there defensively, and he had the ultra shot just enough because of Van Boven to come up short.
Guess who got the rebound?
Mr. Dykema again. He's getting a bunch of them in this quarter. Now here's Brad Dykema, stuffed by Mouche. Possession arrow will keep it with the Clippers.
Well, I think Mouche just got a little tired of this kind of back off stuff, and he challenged
Said the
that
heck with
time.
this.
He came over, helped side, Shields instant replay, right on top of the ball. That's a nice play by Mouche.
That's Brian going to work. Off the glass for 2 more. Boy, Brian Dykema is playing with some passion in this quarter. Scoring, rebounding. Rexine waits for a screen. Now Mouche. Rexine deep along the baseline, pitches it back out. Weigelt quickly now Tweed. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. Boucher, you know, had some separation between he and Brad Dykema. Dykema said, earn it, and he couldn't, and answering on the other end in transition is Rob Hummel.
Well, when Strasburg was able to get a little bit more going on the offensive end, it looked like it helped their defense, because the Clippers have been, you know, obviously the rebounds, the one and outs, but getting after it a little bit more on the defensive end.
Rexine with a strong dribble penetration drive to the basket, earns himself a trip to the free throw line.
Here's Hummel, looking, doesn't need the help. And Rob Hummel with his first field goal, 4 points in the game on that Shields instant replay.
Rexine had 8 points back in the first quarter. Second one is off, and yet another rebound for Brian Dykema.
He's going to be close to a double-double in the first half.
I would think so. Here he goes back to work again, pitches it out. Hummel gets it right back to him. One-hand pass nicely to Van Boven. The shot is off, but good ball movement by the Clippers there, and they found the open man only to have Van Boven come up errant. Tweed, as he looks for Rexine to come back on top of this offensive set for the Bears, who trail by 6. Pearson missed the shot, and here come the Clippers looking to run the floor. Baumgartner. Open for 3 is Baumgartner. That's off. Brad Dykema, the follow, and it spins off. The steal, but Dykema's on the line. That's Brian there, putting his body to the floor.
He doesn't mind throwing it around on the Shields instant replay. Brian got himself caught up a little bit too deep underneath, and now he just cuts him off at the pass. Yeah.
He went flying. But you know what? He likes that physical stuff. He doesn't care. More physical, the better. In fact, their best efforts of the year, when I say there, I mean Brian and Brad have been when they played against bigger guys or people that have matched up physically with them. They like the challenge. He kind of pounded the chest of Pearson there, got a little body on him, and Pearson missed the shot. Baumgartner looking for 3. Strong. With 1 second left. Hummel, does he beat the buzzer? It's short. A strong, strong second quarter for the Strasburg Clippers.
16-5 quarter.
We go to Rich Ludwig.
Well, Coach, what a half for the Flying Dutchman, the Dykema boys, and Brian with, I believe, 14 points, and Brad with 7. So you're able to get the ball to them, and they were able to come through.
Right. It took us a little while to get going, but when those two boys want to play ball underneath, and they're getting a little challenge, they're doing real well right now.
At the beginning of the game, in our keys to the game, we talked about their transition game. They like to push the ball up the court defensively. How do you like the way you're handling that?
Well, we're finally getting back in time, man. They were ahead of us a lot of times on the break. Now we're getting back and playing a little man-to-man. It's working out pretty good.
All right, thanks a lot. Brent Kleinsatzer, Strasburg head coach.
Coming up, the Farmers Union Insurance halftime report. This is championship night of the State B. A little bit later, Mayport CG and Berthold will play for the grand prize.
Excuse me, can you take Timmy to tuba practice?
No problem. Hey, Mr. Battle of Gettysburg? No problem. Can you take me to the track, please? No problem.
Dodge Caravan. It offers an exclusive power rear hatch and 972 seating configurations. Grab Dodge's 7/100 powertrain pledge plus up to $2,500 cash allowance or low financing. Ford, GM, Toyota, and Honda don't match this.
It's stalking the fields, protecting millions of acres of wheat and barley, slashing foxtail and wild oats without mercy. Only one herbicide gives you this kind of uncompromising control. Puma. Yet no other herbicide is this gentle on your crops. Puma. Savage on grasses. Gentle as a kitten on your crops.
This is the Farmers Union Insurance Halftime Report. Farmers Union Insurance, where you are never alone. Contact your local Farmers Union agent for all your insurance needs. John Cole, what do you have?
Right, thanks, gentlemen, very, very much. You know, I've been coming to the State B since 1983, and every year that I get here, I see this guy, Lauren Nelson. What brings you back here every year, my friend?
Well, I'm kind of a sports fan, I guess. I go to all the Class B games and try to go to a lot of the Class A games as well, but something about the Class B is there's only 8 teams that show up to get to be able to play in the state tournament, but I think there's every school, both A and B and Hart, that comes to the State B tournament, and it's kind of a social event, annual event, and it's just kind of fun.
Of course, with our luck, of course, the band starts to play. But I love to ask folks this question, and people always ask it of me. Can you give me your favorite Class B boys basketball memory of coming to this event low these many years?
Well, it's, I guess, the teams back probably from that Mayville-Portland era that had a great team. Someone might call them almost a college basketball, a junior college basketball team. I thought that was a team that's very memorable, the one that sticks out in my mind. But there's been several games along the way that have been very closely played, and the teams are very much in spirit, and it's always fun to watch.
Now, were you at the Classic of 1977, Hillsborough and Epping?
No, I was not there, but I did watch it on TV. I did see it on TV, and that was a very good ball game.
And who were you pulling for?
The Epping Eagles.
Why were you pulling for the Eagles?
Well, it's closer. I'm originally from across the line into Montana, and Epping was close, and I followed a lot of the Allard kids, and it was always fun to watch, and I was for Epping.
I know you love the game of hoops. Who's your all-time favorite Class B basketball player?
Oh, boy.
Putting you on the spot, but that's the fun aspect of this stuff.
Scott Golseth was a fun one to watch from Edinburgh, and there's been many of them, but that's the one that sticks out in my mind, I guess.
Thank you so much for the time. Always good to see you. I'm sure I'll see you here next year.
Thank you.
All right, with God's graces, guys, back to you.
Thank you, John. And we're at the half. The Farmers Union Insurance Halftime Report. Strasburg leading Wells County by a half a dozen. We'll be back to take a look at the numbers from the first half after this.
Want to get a great $6 restaurant burger without the restaurant? Introducing the $6 burger, only $3.95 at Hardee's.
Remember the Friday night fish fry down at the lodge? No, Friday night was sushi night. You're thinking of Hardee's new Fish Supreme Sandwich, a premium cut of fish on a multi-grain roll with cheese, lettuce, and tartar sauce at Hardee's.
When you're looking for high-performance seed and exceptional service, look to Interstate Seed. Swap for profit with Hyola hybrids, our top-of-the-line canola, or try Interstate Synthetics. Look to a bright future with our High Sun brand, New Sun sunflowers, or our 8048 confection hybrid. Count on Interstate to supply corn and early soybeans, Garst and AgriPro. Look for new early herbicide-tolerant soybean varieties to suit you, the northern producer, and consider Interstate Seed as your corn and soybean company. Interstate Seed, the #1 choice for all of your seed needs.
Health problems can make everyday living a challenge. The North Dakota Association for the Disabled makes it easier. Last year, NDAD provided well over $1 million in client assistance, such as medical expense assistance to organ transplant candidates and recipients, medical supplies, medical equipment, attendant care, and so much more.
No way I could get a transplant without NDAD.
If you would like more information, call NDAD at 1-800-532-NDAD.
Experience, resources, team depth, KFGO Radio, and KVOY News 11. Unquestionably, two of the Valley's leading sources of news. Two powerful information empires, each in their own right. But working together, they bring you coverage no one else can begin to match. More experience, more resources, greater team depth. All yours at the touch of a button. KFGO Radio, KVOY News 11.
Back at the half, the Farmers Union Insurance Halftime Report, 28-22. How you doing,
Scoreboard
LT?
cam, it's on again.
28-22, the
I'm
Clippers
fine.
leading the Bears. Yes, scoreboard cam. It's been a fun look, I think, the last couple of weeks. Back at the Class A and the Class B here
I had
this
a
weekend.
lot of people this week come up and ask, how long have you guys had that camera? That was pretty neat. Who gets to run it? And I bet it's fun.
It's almost like a video game, you know.
Yeah.
Get the looks, get the good looks. Well, let's take a look at some numbers from the first half. Halftime stats are brought to you by U.S. Bank, premier partner of the North Dakota High School Activities Association.
Well, much better second quarter for the Strasburg Clippers, sitting at 52% overall. I mean, they made 5 of 8 shots in the first quarter, but the big thing in the first quarter, 7 turnovers by Strasburg in the first quarter, only 1 in the second quarter. When you don't give it to the other team and you out-rebound them and you get to the line and, you know, 6 more times and make 4 more, that's a pretty good combination in terms of trying to make that adjustment on the scoreboard, which Strasburg did.
Individually, Brian Dykema with the mammoth first half, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists.
I thought he had a few more boards than that, but that's a whale of a first half.
Still some mighty good numbers, and brother Brad had 7 points. Wells County, led by Kelly Rixine, scored 8 of those 9 points thanks to that strong first quarter in which he had some beautiful, beautiful plays. Tweed with 5 and Mouche with 4. We'll be back to championship night at the State B after this.
What a fun party.
Sure was.
You know, I was really pleased with the cheese platter.
Mm-hmm. Boy, this is gonna be a bear to clean out.
Oh.
Hey! Great party, but we're running a little bit low on cheddar.
Hey, I found their fondue pot!
Ah, the power of cheese.
Sounds like good.
Now held over by popular demand, the Chrysler Great American Getaway. Your chance to get away with great offers on our award-winning lineup, like our 7-year, 100,000-mile engine and transmission powertrain pledge. Cash allowances up to $2,500 or 0% financing on select minivans. GM, Ford, and Toyota don't give you all that. So hurry. For great products, great protection, and great value. That's the Chrysler Advantage.
John, what are you going to try to do to get things turned around here?
Well, number one, we've got to do a better job defensively. You know, we're letting them get some easy dumps. You know, we're sagging off and helping. We got to let those big guys shoot the 15-footers. The other thing is we got to get back to running our offense. You know, we really don't have great man-to-man basketball players. We got to start running our offense, get some baskets off of that.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Gentlemen.
Okay, John, thank you very much. We'll be back with the third quarter right after this.
Came from that area over there.
I was there shortly after the tornado hit.
Did enough damage.
There was nothing left.
Trucks were destroyed, their tractors were destroyed.
Just blew away. It literally demolished our farm, but with the help of Nodec Mutual Insurance Company, we're still here.
We can come in there, wrap our arms around them as a company and say, we'll be there.
We've rebuilt, thanks to Nodec Mutual. Connect with your future at Valley City State University, where all students have their own notebook computer to connect to professors, other students, and the world.
CSU's greatest strength is their laptop integration program. Not just having the computers available for everybody to use, but making sure that everybody has one.
The tradition of Valley City State University and the technology of today. Connect with your future at Valley City State University.
LT, besides a couple of the buckets by Kelly Rexine in transition, I think a lot of those buckets by Wells County came within the structure of their offense early in the first half, what John Birch is looking for.
Yeah, cutters and movement. When they're getting it, they're fine. When they're standing around and passing without a purpose, not many good things have happened.
Brian Dykema goes back to work, misses on the first chance, gets another rebound, 2 more points. So now he's up to 16 points and 7 rebounds.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe he missed on purpose just so he could get us a little bit closer to our prediction of that double-double. Maybe he's doing a Moses Malone. I always thought that he used to stand there and like rebound it to himself 3, 4, 5,
sure.
then put it in and go, look, I had another 22 rebounds tonight.
There you go.
Yeah, but you missed 20 shots too.
Here's Rexine looking for cutters through that Wells County offense. Weigel's had a quiet night offensively, but he's their defensive specialist. Now Tweed.
I think John Birch said something about how we don't have great one-on-one basketball players. Well, he said this is the best quote-unquote team he's ever coached. He said, I've had individuals that have had better basketball skills, but I've never had a group like the 5 kids out there in green right now that have worked together that well.
Weigel quickly inside to Moucher. Short off the rim. The Dykema brothers are there.
Perfect look, though.
Oh, yeah. Good look. Right what they were looking for. Here's Brad inside to Bryan. He once again goes to work. Misses. Gets his own follow. Another rebound. Hummel for 3. No. And the Bears go to work. Remember, they led this game 9-0 at the get-go. Tweed will try the range from 3, and that's off. Tipped around. The recipient of the tip is Van Boven, and here he comes.
But when you're after a little movement, that is a good shot only if it goes in, because that was pretty quick.
Bryan takes a step in and kind of lost his balance and travel on the play. Wells County, the champions of Region 4, defeated Cheyenne Minnewacan, Ron Carlson's team, in the region championship game. Advanced to the semis by beating Standing Rock 49-48. Strong drive to the basket. And Dykema comes down with another rebound.
He's up to 9 now.
Adding to those numbers in a hurry, isn't he?
But you mentioned Ron Carlson, Dan, and I think he's a kind of an interesting deal with the Berthold coach. When we talked with Jason Swears, and the play that set up the foul that led to the game-winning free throws was a Ron Carlson play.
There you go.
Off the inbound.
Here's Brad Dykema now, left hand. No. Rexine has the rebound. He'll look to sprint it into the front court. Rexine gets a screen, goes to the baseline instead, and that shot is errant, and guess what? There's rebound number 10. Yeah. So, well, we were off by the double-double only by 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Not bad.
So, 16 points, 10 rebounds for Dykema right now.
Wonder who might have the inside track for the American Dairy Association player of the game. I don't know. Just wondering.
Just, throw it out there, see if it sticks. Hummel has a basket. 6 in a game for Rob Hummel. 32-22. Boy, the Clippers they closed the gap in a hurry, and now they're just steadily putting distance between themselves and the Bears. But Justin Boucher says, Dan, before you say that, I'm going to hit this shot and get us back within 8.
Well, the Bears have helped a little bit on the offensive end by not being able to score many points either. But yeah, it's Strasburg doing the better job.
Tip ball comes to Bryan Dykema. Little underhand pass to brother Brad, who scores.
Well, now that he's got the double-double, now he's going for the triple-double because that's his 4th assist.
4th assist. The foul will be against Van Boven. We near the halfway point of the 3rd quarter, and Strasburg leading by 10.
Behold the hot and juicy Whopper. Flame broiled, never fried. Crisp lettuce, crunchy dill pickles, onions, and red ripe tomatoes on a freshly baked bun. America's favorite burger just keeps getting better. Aren't you hungry for a Whopper now?
Farmers don't like surprises. That's why more and more use Discover for consistently better control of wild oats and spring wheat in Durham. Great on foxtails, too.
I've watched Adam Grant play, and he's obviously a very good player, and if we don't start off defensively by trying to stop him, it's probably going to be a tough night. So I think we key in on him, and I think that's where we got to start.
Oh, man, I am looking forward to that matchup. The battle of the big men. 6'9" Kyle Nelson of Mayport CG and 6'8" Adam Grant of Berthold coming up in the championship game.
Kyle, the difference maker.
There's a steal by Brian Dykema. Secures it, but the traveling call comes in.
Well, if he didn't come back up to his knees, if he just would have stayed belly down, he would not have turned it over.
Weigel inside to Moucher, met defensively by the Dykema brothers. Weigel gets it back and knocks down the shot. First field goal of the second half for Tyler Weigel, who averages 6 points a game on the season. Brian to Van Boven, fake the pass, takes the shot, look out.
I'm getting that, and I don't care who's in my way.
You know, if you're Kelly Rexine and you look up and you see a white jersey with number 4 coming at you here, you're thinking, oh boy, I hope I come out of this without injury.
Shields instant replay. Flying right in there.
Took Moucher out of the play. Rexine down.
Well, you know, when you come from the farm, and I believe his father is a milker, so you got to be tough to push those cows around to get in between them all the time.
Here's another tough guy, the Moose, Justin Moucher, and the Bears fans yell Moose as he hits that field goal. So 4 points in the quarter. The steal. Nice pick there by Rexine in the basket, and here comes Wells County. They get within 4, 34-30.
That was a pretty pick. The timing was perfect.
Oh.
And Boven tried to cross over right in front of him. Timeout.
Timeout taken by Coach Kleinsasser with a stern look as his team comes to the huddle. We'll break away.
Gotcha.
Agriculture is your life, your livelihood. It's what drives you. Shouldn't your lender share your dedication to agriculture? At Ag Country Farm Credit Services Fargo-Moorhead and Farm Credit Services Grand Forks, we do. We have a tradition of personal service, of getting out and working with the people in our region's agricultural community to serve their financial needs. Dedicated to your success.
It's stalking the fields, protecting millions of acres of wheat and barley, slashing foxtail and wild oats without mercy. Only one herbicide gives you this kind of uncompromising control. Puma. Yet no other herbicide is this gentle on your crops. Puma. Savage on grasses. Gentle as a kitten on your crops.
I think it's been good for our team. It made our team stronger, not only on the court, but just as people. So we know we can go through a lot of situations. So it's made us stronger both ways.
Christopher Brown brings a maturity level to the court and off the court, much older than his freshman status. He's become one of the fan favorites here at this year's State B, the 5'6" freshman guard who you will see in the state championship game. And of course, Chris was talking about the adversity that the Bombers faced this year, playing most of the regular season without Adam Grant and Denver Deaver. Brad Dykema puts it on the floor. Now Van Boven. Brian wants it. Pass was knocked down, though, off the leg of Ryan Larson. An 8-2 Wells County run has the Bears back within 4 here in the final couple minutes of the third quarter.
And this game has been loaded with a bunch of those little mini runs.
Brad Dykema to the baseline, and Brad has his second basket of the second half that puts him in double figures. Tweed looking, and they move it around the perimeter. amazing how many of these tournament games this year, LT, in the championship bracket have been close games that have been decided in the final minutes, if not the final seconds, for crying out loud, as Rexine makes.
Or in Berthold's instance in the first round game, less than second.
Yes. Here's Van Boven now to the corner. Baumgartner. Hummel inside. The little handoff from Brad to Brian. Brian misses. Brad follows. Brad misses. Brad follows Brad. And he's fouled. It's the Brad and Brian show on the blocks.
The foul was on Weigel of the Shields instant replay. There's Brian with the tip, and then Brad.
It's kind of
Brad, and now Brad to the line.
Well, I know we've had a lot of reverb, but that was especially sounded like what I just said.
First foul on Weigel.
Couple of free throws. Makes it 38-32. Tweed now right along that three-point line. Good defensive play there by Brad Dykeman. With the steal, but stolen away back by Tweed. Then he lost it. And it's going to come down here to our right end as the Bears will have possession.
Yeah, Baumgartner was the last one to touch it. When he did, he was already out of bounds.
Rexine getting some help on the perimeter. Another steal, this one by Brad. So both Brad and Brian have made some defensive plays here as Hummel looks inside. And here's Brian for two more. Neither team, LT, has made a substitution in this quarter. They've gone with their starting five the entire distance. How about that strong drive to the basket? Boy, J. Tweed put on a burst of speed, and he'll go to the free throw line after being fouled.
Well, Shields instant replay. Tweed gets the pass, and he has just got the nose for the basket right here. The foul will be against Joey Baumgartner, but Tweed made that quick move, and he finished.
Three-point play by Tweed.
I don't think it's a big surprise that no one has substituted yet, though, Dan, because this is basically the Iron Five, and there wouldn't have been a substitution really at all in the first half for Wells County if it wasn't for fouls.
That's right. Brian Dykema's shot was short, so with under 30 seconds to play in the quarter, the Bears try to chip away at that 5-point deficit. Here's Weigel looking for Rexine. Tried to get it to him. Rexine was knocked down in the play, and Hummel will pick up the foul. That'll be the fourth team foul on Strasburg. Wells County has one team foul here in the second half.
Shields instant replay. Hummel playing defensive back here. He's running back in the defensive back in the state title team, and he got his shoulder down and put a pretty good block on him. But nice tackle, but not here on the court.
Not allowed in this game. Tweed, tough chance in the baseline, didn't touch iron. Here comes Hummel. 7 seconds. Van Boven inside they go. Brad Dykema with 3 seconds left. It's off the mark. The heave and the hole, and we come to the end of the quarter.
Oh, it hit Brian. It drilled our cameraman, Brian, from lineup.
Strasburg.
No points for that. I just enjoyed it.
Check it out, LT.
Hey, Brian. Boy, it looks like it's coming right at you.
Heads up, Brian.
Heads out of the way, Brian. Oh.
That was actually a pretty good defensive play,
exactly.
I'd say. 40-35, Strasburg.
There are 1,000,001 reasons to partner with your local co-op. A stronger future for your children? Well, that's just one really big reason.
Congratulations, Kindred Vikings, on another great season. The following businesses wish you the best of luck at the State Class B basketball tournament. Kindred State Bank, J&N Foods, Cass Rural Water Users, Kindred Plumbing and Heating, RDO Equipment Company, Farm Power, and Dewey's Bar and Grill. Good luck.
Let's get some names here. Wells County fans, what's your name?
Justin Rory.
Okay, what's your name?
Philip Huff.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Kyle Hunt.
What's your name?
Trent Larson.
Now, can you guys come back and win this thing or what here?
Yeah.
This has been fun, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Trip to the state, right? All right. Think they can do it now?
Yeah.
All right. They're fired up over here, go boys.
Well, it's been a long time since this team, these programs have been to the state. Fessenden was at the State B back in 1972, but that was the last time that these communities were represented at the State B.
Also the last time that Mayport and Berthold played each other for a championship.
Rexine with the follow was off the mark, and Hummel was able to chase it down for Strasburg.
Second appearance for the Clippers. They made it once in the late 80s, 1988.
In fact, Thursday's win in the opening round was their first ever win at the State B. Bryant had it stripped away from him, gets it back, somehow got a bounce pass out to the perimeter, but it was intercepted, and then Hummel picks up the foul. Second on Hummel.
The Bears
third on Hummel, I'm sorry.
Yeah, third one. But the Bears will be shooting pretty quick. That was a 5th team foul, and Wells County has only fouled once here in the second half. So through almost 9 minutes, only 1 foul. So Wells County in that department doing a pretty good job of it, right? Of course, naturally, I speak of it.
Offensive foul, and I think it'll go against Rexine as he and Hummel were tied up, cutting through the paint. Second on Rexine. Mayport, CG, and Berthold play for the state championship a little bit later tonight. One team, not so surprising that they're in the state title game. The other team, I think it is a surprise. The surprise story, in fact, of the state tournament, as Brian Dykem adds to his scoring total.
Well, a couple of the buckets that Brad has had are off of passes from his brother, and he just returned the favor.
Off the steal, Baumgartner. Hummel looking. Brian being disciplined, not pulling the trigger, even though he had a lot of open space there in the near corner.
Not much of a three-point guy.
And then he'll pick up the foul as he tried to slap it away from Mouche. So that'll put Wells County into the 6th team foul.
Yep, next one's the shooter.
Rexine to the free throw line, pulls up and drains it.
Well, that's not a bad play to call, huh? Just let him do what he wants in a one-on-one situation.
Yep. John Birch says we may not have great one-on-one offensive players, but if they do have a darn good one, I think it's number 11. He's shown it tonight with some outstanding individual moves. Brad Dykem takes a step inside the free throw line, twists, and puts it in. (44-37). Strasburg's been able to maintain its lead here. Tweed on the dribble. Now Rexine looks for a pick and says, let's move away from the ball, guys.
Now that's when their Bears are at their best. If you weren't with us on the first day, the Bears here, one of the more unique stories in the send-offs. Live bear.
That's right.
Along the highway, leaving the Fessenden. He was chained up. I mean, he just wasn't roaming around there.
Mouche traveled. Yeah, there's a animal farm that's located right around Fessenden, and the owners of the animal farm took the bear right along highway side and greeted the team as they made their way. Brian Dykem took it strong to the basket, and that'll be Mouche's 3rd personal foul.
Shields instant replay. Both Dykem and Mouche, neither one of those big, strong guys are going to give any ground, and there will be a meeting of the shoulders somewhere in that, in that push to the basket.
21 in the game for Brian Dykem, along with all those rebounds and a good night distributing the ball as well. Weigel quickly inside Moucher. Got a stepper on Brad Dykema, but Brian blocked it, and then he gets the rebound. Brian now, crossover dribble. Gets it back from Brad. The jump hook is good.
But you just can't guard the guy one-on-one. I mean, you need help from somewhere, and Dykema's been feeling it. He's been getting the shots and the offensive moves so quick that you can't get help there in time.
Well, double-doubles are nothing unusual for Brian Dykema. Averages 18 points and 12 rebounds a game. He clawed at that rebound and clawed it right to his brother Brad, but he had a one-game performance this year, a season high of a 27 rebound game, and he also had a 40-point scoring effort earlier this year. You saw him shake off Hummel there as Hummel looked at him.
Yeah, he's over 1,002 points scored for his career.
Rexine tried to go for the steal, but instead picks up the foul. That'll be the Bears' 4th team foul. .354 to play here in the 3rd place game, with Strasburg leading Wells County as Mayport CG and Berthold are on deck.
When you think of Wells Fargo free checking, what comes to mind? Free online banking? 24-hour phone bankers? Free convenient ATMs? How about all the great services you expect, all delivered with a smile? Ask a Wells Fargo personal banker to take your free checking to the next stage. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Dodge Durango. It not only hauls almost 4 tons, it's the only SUV with a V8 for around 23 grand.
Oh, great. Stuck behind another one of these.
Grab Dodge's 7100 powertrain pledge. Ford, GM, and Toyota don't match it.
I'll be excited, you know, it's a special tournament for us, considering my dad was here 25 years ago. My grandpa watching from the stands, so hopefully we can step up and play a good game. Adrenaline will be flowing pretty good.
Mayport CG guard Craig Nelson talking about the fact that his dad, the head coach Dave Nelson, played in the Epping-Hillsboro game 25 years ago. Craig played for Hillsboro. That team in 1977 was coached by Ed Beyer, who happens to be Craig Nelson's grandpa. And Nelson has been awfully good in this tournament.
Been phenomenal.
Man. Rexine now, one-on-one. Cut off by Hummel. Quickly they go back inside. Moucher, and he scores over Brian Dykema.
Boy, Weigel did not have that ball in his hand very long. I mean, he got it on the wing, and it zipped down to the low post.
8-point advantage for Strasburg. They've been in control of this game since wiping out that early 9-0 deficit. Near steal, and it is. It went off of Van Boven. Rexine got a hand on it, just enough to deflect it off of Van Boven. So the Bears will get another possession and try to inch a little bit closer here in the late stages.
Well, we've seen tonight how this game has kind of been one of those games of many runs, and obviously Wells County, being down right now, wants one of those to close the gap.
A three-pointer would help, but it's short, and Brian Dykema has the rebound as he stretched out that arm of his. Baumgartner's pass batted away.
We have to take care of their guard, the Nelson. He's a good ball handler for him, and we got to stop Kyle Nelson in the post. He's a big threat in there, so we got to take care of them too for sure.
Adam Grant. Many people believe that he is probably the top player in Class B basketball this year in the state. You'll see him later tonight in the state championship game. Brad Dykema strong to the basket. Baumgartner's shot is blocked, and the foul will either go against Boucher or Tweed. Boucher, rather. Both were in there. I almost said, it was like Jeff Boucher there for a minute, I think.
On the drive,
Boucher.
Boucher challenges, and then that foul was called against Tweed. I kind of like what Grant was talking about. Obviously, the Nelsons, that will be one of the major factors for both teams.
Stop the Nelsons. Craig and Kyle from Mayport CG. Boucher, little bounce pass. Here's Larson, has his shot blocked by Brian Dykema. Larson keeps it alive. Tweed for three, it's short. Boucher the rebound, and he's fouled by Brian Dykema at the 2:08 mark.
Shields instant replay after the shot goes up, kicks out to Boucher. Boucher with a quick move to the basket, going right through Dykema.
11 in the game for the 6'2" senior. Now a dozen to get the Bears within 7. They'll come with some pressure now, looking to force a turnover, and we have a quick timeout. And with the timeout on the floor, let's take an Applebee's neighborhood timeout.
During Applebee's Steak Stampede, you can get our famous house sirloin, bold Bourbon Street steak, or 20-ounce porterhouse. The steaks are so great, it's easy to get carried away. Eating good in the neighborhood.
Here's your Applebee's game summary. Brian Dykema has been a force on both ends of the court tonight. The leading scorer in the game, the leading rebounder, and he's also had a good floor game too, distributing the basketball.
At Dykema, just, well, even if he misses it himself, he's going to put it back, and he has played an outstanding game.
That's your Applebee's game summary. Applebee's, where you get half-price appetizers every day from 3 to 6 and also after 9. Hummel now quickly down the middle of the court, right to the basket. Why not? Nobody stopped him, but it's in and out. And here comes Weigelt quickly back the other way.
This is one of those key swing possessions, I think, in the game. You get under 2 minutes, you're down by 7, you have the ball, you need to score.
Larson. Rexine looks over things now, the three-point man. Tweed is on the far side of the court. Here he is, Tweed for 3, but it's strong. Really hasn't found his range tonight, LT. Had the 3 earlier in the first quarter, but we've not heard from him since. Why was it a swing possession? Well, you look after the miss down, look at how Strasburg is spreading the floor with the lead and a minute 20 to play.
And the Bears still have 2 fouls to give before even getting into the bonus.
Now 1 foul to give after the foul on Boucher.
He has just 1 foul left.
Well, that 3 certainly would have made it another photo finish. It would have brought the Bears within 4 at 48-44.
Would have changed the entire complexion of the last minute and a half.
Brian Dykema on the dribble. Now Van Boven. Wells County will have to foul here, though, because they need the ball back, trailing by 7.
Yeah, you can't let it go too far under a minute, I wouldn't guess.
Ooh, Brian Dykema went between his legs and almost lost it. Now he spots Baumgartner all alone, and that will put the finishing touches with 43.9 seconds left in the game as Wells County kind of wholesaled out on the perimeter, and Baumgartner slipped behind everybody.
Shields instant replay. Dykema goes from in trouble to a sweet little pass. Good look. Baumgartner's absolutely wide open for the easy layup. So back-to-back possessions that just put the whammy on Wells County.
Yeah, the missed 3 by Tweed, and at the other end, Strasburg answers with that basket. Lee and I will be naming the American Dairy Association Player of the Game after this game. We'll also bring you the presentation of individual awards and team awards from this game as both Strasburg and Wells County receive their hardware. Foul will go against Van Boven there as Weigelt made his way quickly to the basket.
Well, that's the best scenario then for Wells County. You have a chance to score. Clock's not moving.
Weigelt with 4 in the game. He had a field goal in the second and third quarters. 55% free throw shooter on the season. Second one is good as well.
Good as well or good as Wells?
Good as
Wells.
As Wells. Ah,
get
I
it.
see where you're going with that. Is that where you're going with it?
Sure, right
All
there.
right. Right to the scoreboard.
I know it was weak, but I gave it a try.
Once again, the Clippers will try to hold here with a comfortable 7-point lead and just seconds to count. What's going to be a 26-win season for the Clippers.
Tremendous. Had a 19-game winning streak snapped yesterday by Berthold. And you go all the way back to the Christmas tournament when Linton topped Strasburg by a couple of points to find the only other loss this year.
The Moose, Justin Moucher, gets a standing ovation from the Wells County fans, and a big thank you from John Birch as he plays his final prep game, fouls out of the game. One of those guys that we saw last weekend, this week, who excels both on the football field and the basketball court. Strasburg won the 9-man football championship last fall. They'll add a third-place trophy
along with Zeeland, we should mention,
in basketball. And next year they will co-op in basketball as well. That was approved by the board of directors yesterday. Larson to the basket.
Which I know from an athletic director standpoint, Brent Kleinsasser was saying it will really help them out with the girls switching to the winter season, because having that extra gym in Zeeland is going to help out a lot.
Derek Newsma, Joe Kraft into the Strasburg lineup. A big hand for the Dykema brothers. Brian and Brad have finished their work for the evening. Brad, his finishing touches for the career, but we'll hear much more from number 4 next season, Brian Dykema. Also into the game for Wells County is number 23, Michael Newmiller, along with Stan Schauer, number 15, as well as number 35, John Rice. Also, Weigelt continues to play, and that's it. A 9-point win. Yeah, it was a 9-point lead early for Wells County as the Bears scored the first 9 of the game, but Strasburg took control shortly thereafter that and never let loose of its grip of this basketball game for a 52-43 win.
Yeah, it was really that Dykema-led second quarter that kind of made the difference, going from 5 down to 6 ahead at the break, and then here to win it by 9. So yeah, Brian Dykema really kind of showed everybody here tonight the type of game, the style of game, and the fashion of game that he played all season long.
He was dominant. He was dominant in the offensive end. There was a stretch of, I believe it was the second quarter, in which he was dominant on the defensive boards as well. Rich Ludwig, go ahead.
Well, Brad, this ends your season, and you know, a lot of people say it's hard to get up for a third-place game, but you guys played tonight like you really wanted this one.
Yeah, we knew we were in the championship game, so we wanted to finish the season on a winning note and stuff. So we knew we had to play hard because they're a tough team and stuff. We took it right at them. Started out slow, but had a good second quarter. So
describe playing with your brother for these past few years. You're gonna miss it, aren't you?
Yeah, it was great. Playing with a brother 1 year younger. I mean, couldn't ask for more. Been playing together since we were little kids, and now I'm done. He'll have to go on his own, but it was fun.
All right, thanks a lot, Brad. Real quickly, Brian, over 20 points, 10 rebounds plus. Tonight, just your best performance of this tournament.
Yeah, we came out knowing that we didn't have a chance at the championship or anything like that, so we just came out. We wanted to end this season on a winning streak and or on a good note, being we had such a good season, and we just came out ready to play this game. Didn't have to worry about anything. We just played and had fun.
And then fun season it was. Quite a run for you guys. Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, let's go over to Johnny Cole.
Oh, thanks, Richie, so much. Sometimes it's kind of tough to get up for the third-place game, but Kelly, you had an outstanding game. last game as a senior. That was some motivation there. Your last ball game, right?
Oh yeah, it was fun. We just had nothing to lose really in the third and fourth game. We just tried to come out and play as hard as we could, and they were just too much for us tonight.
And not only that, I mean, to look at the big picture, you guys worked so hard to get here, brought the communities together, and this has been a wonderful year, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, this has been a great week, and we just great fan support, and our fans are behind us all the way, and yeah, it's been fun.
Thank you very much for the visit. We appreciate it. Good luck to you, gentlemen.
Thank you, John and Rich. And now we go floor side for the presentation of individual and team awards to the Strasburg Clippers and the Wells County Bears.
Merle Kruger, superintendent at Rolette Wolford. Martin Shook, superintendent at Elgin New Leipzig. Bob Bradshaw, principal from Grafton. Tim Hennessy from U.S. Bank. We also have two special guests. We have two finalists for North Dakota High School Activities Association Distinguished Student, and that's Tessa Hoganson from Leeds and Brett Svedal from Devil's Lake. First, the Wells County cheerleaders, Heidi Miller, Ann Patry, Valerie Yo, Holly Rodacker, Megan Sally, and the Bears players, number 2, Kirby Hochin, number 10, Kelly Rexine, number 12, Ryan Larson, number 14, Stan Schauer, number 20, Jay Tweed, number 22, Michael Newmiller, number 24, Dustin Pearson, number 30, Tyler Weigelt, number 32, Luke Chandler, number 34, John Rice, number 40, Ryan Hines, number 42, Dane Pranke, number 44, Taylor Albright, and number 50, Justin Mouche. The Bears statisticians, Amy Bolenberg and Lindsay Roller. Wells County assistant coach, Warren Strand. And the Bears head coach, John Birch. And now for Strasburg's cheerleaders, Kelsey Bosch, Shayna Turnus, Dana Powell, Jessica Wald, and Sarah Nusma. And the Clipper players, number 3, David Van Boven. Number 4, Brian Dykema. Number 5, Brad Dykema. Number 10, Joy Baumgartner. Number 12, Tim Bacon. Number 14, Derek Nusma. Number 20, Joe Kraft. Number 22, Brian Hummel. Number 32, Rob Hummel. And number 40, Josh Kiefer. Statisticians, Delray Holm, Becky Pfeiffer, and Deanne Turnus. Strasburg's assistant coach, Mike Mayer. And the Clippers head coach, Brent Kleinsasser. And now would representatives of the 4th place Wells County Bears please come forward to receive your team trophy. And your 2002 third placers, the Strasburg Clippers. Congratulations to both the Clippers and the Bears.
The Strasburg Clippers, 3rd place. Wells County, 4th place.
We'll return with the American Dairy Association's Player of the Game right after this from your local dairy farmers.
What a fun party.
Sure was.
You know, I was really pleased with the cheese platter.
Mm-hmm. Boy, this is gonna be a bear to clean out.
Ooh.
Oh. Hey! Great party, but we're running a little bit low on cheddar.
Hey! I found their fondue pot!
Ah, the power of cheese.
Sounds like good. Running.
The American Dairy Association's Player of the Game from Strasburg High School is Brian Dykema. He'll receive a certificate and a donation sent to Strasburg on his behalf from your local dairy farmers. Ah, the power of cheese.
Absolute, total, all-around game. You saw a block and a rebound from Brian there. He had 14 rebounds. He also ended with a game-high 23 points and dished out 5 assists. So the junior, Dykema, this is the perfect end-to-end thing to show for the player of the game because he did a little bit of everything right there. Offense, defense, and rebounding. What a night for Brian Dykema, the 6'3" junior.
Strasburg Clippers close the season with a 26-2 record. And we have much more as we roll on, including the final stats, which are brought to you by U.S. Bank, premier partner of the North Dakota High School Activities Association.
Well, not bad from the floor. Almost 50% shooting for the Clippers, hitting 20 of their 42. The out-rebound number, I think, was kind of a big one there, Ham, with 33 to 21 rebounding edge. Strasburg turned the ball over a bunch of times, and it doesn't really make sense. Now, the game in which they turned the ball over the least of these three, they lost. They had 26 turnovers against Mandaree, 18 turnovers here, and those are the 2 games that they won. But go figure, sometimes numbers just lie, huh?
Individually, as you see, Brian and Brad combined to score 38 of the Clippers' 52 points, and not to be overshadowed is the effort that Kelly Rexine put on the floor tonight for Wells County. He was outstanding, LT.
Yeah, 15 points. He did some really, really nice stuff individually, especially in that first half. Some behind the back, some nice drives, and going reverse side. But yeah, Kelly Rexine, talk about a solid tournament. He had 13, 10, and 15 in terms of scoring. So you come in averaging 16, so he did his job in that regard.
So taking the floor now are the Prairie Twisters.
And the reason that the Prairie Twisters are on the floor right now, when they were supposed to be the halftime entertainment to be in the first game, they weren't here. They thought they were the championship halftime entertainment and weren't coming till a little bit later. And then the tournament committee said, well, they made the run. They brought all their stuff, so they're going to let them set it up and run through their routine, albeit a little bit late.
Well, they're still getting set up, so it gives you and I a chance to kind of give the folks a sneak preview of what yet is to come tonight. And of course, that's the main event, the state championship game between Mayport CG and Berthold. 51-49. Berthold won its opening round game over Kindred on free throws with 0.7 of a second